All right, so here we have Bitcoin on Bybit on the 1 hour. So as you see, we did get rejected from the 100, the 50, and the 21 and dropped. And your moving averages have fanned out, which means the downward trend is strong. Now we are coming up on a bounce. Did bounce basically at the bottom of this purple zone. We came a little below it, came all the way down to 18,500, but we were talking about the 18,500 to 19K level. The 18,500 to 18,700 level. So we did get the bounce. Now, your RSI did get back above its signal line. By the way, your RSI and your MACD are both momentum oscillators. It's BBWP down here measures volatility. All right, so your RSI did get back above its signal line, and we do have bullish divergence on the 1 hour from this point to this point. Your MACD is also crossing to the upside, printing some dark green bars on the histogram, as your BBWP is heading down below its moving average, which makes me think this is a corrective bounce. I do think it has the potential to possibly come up to the 21 and the top of this purple zone. It's going to be major resistance. I think that's where we would probably get rejected from, but if we can get above the 19K mark, I think we could come up to the 50 at 19,325 region. If we break that, I think we would come up to the 19,500. I think that is the best case scenario. By that time, your 100 will probably be somewhere down here at the bottom of this previous range. I don't think it goes above there. And if it does, then you're talking 23K. But I don't that the probabilities of that happening are very low. So, I mean, is this the bounce already? Are we going to fall? If we fall below this purple zone at 18, we'll say 18,650. If we get below there on a 1 hour closure, we're probably going to break this last low at the 18,500 level and work our way down to 18,000. And we break 18,000, 16K is in the cards. I do think we're going to 16K, but we're going to have ebbs and flows. We're going to have bounces on the way. I think the next bounce would be at 1,800, and then 18,000, 17,000. So yeah, there's the bullish case. Let's go to the 4 hour. So here on your 4 hour, you also have bullish divergence. If this is a confirmed low. So we would need to get back above basically this purple zone in order for that to be a confirmed low at 19,000. So that's where I think that bounce leads us. And then we probably get rejected, which would invalidate this bullish divergence. Your MACD on the 4 hour has a fresh cross to the downside. Positive momentum's negative momentum's pretty stable. If we do break this last low on the histogram with these red bars, I do think it gets pretty ugly. BBWP is very high, blasted above its moving average. Excuse me. Remember when we were talking about once this 4 hour BBWP crossed its moving average, that's when the move was going to happen. That would have got you out on this candle before the breakdown. We literally called this move a day or two before it happened. Actually 2 days before it happened. So your 21 comes in at the bottom of this range, previous range at 19,500. Like I said, I think that's the best case scenario. I don't think it gets up there, but it is the best case scenario. So, I mean, that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. Once again, the bullish case is that you break the top of this purple zone at 19K. I do think you could probably get up to 19,500. If that happens, you probably get a small rejection at the 19,300 region. But ultimately, I think you would work your way up to the 19,500 if you can break the 21 in the top of this purple zone. Bearish case. Oh, and that would also imply that we work our way up to the top of the bearish control zone and break through it, because we could probably work our way to the top of the bearish control zone if we get to the 21 and then get rejected from that. And that would also imply that there's some follow through on this signal line cross of the MACD, and you start printing some dark green bars on the histogram higher than these highs. All right, and that would also imply that your BBWP probably just ranges here for a minute, stays in the lower zone, possibly gets up into the upper zone, but doesn't cross the moving average, which would continue to make me think this is a corrective move, corrective bounce. Bearish case is that you break the bottom of this purple zone on a 1 hour closure at 18,675, and that would also imply that you cross your signal line to the downside on the RSI. MACD crosses its signal line to the downside, and your BBWP works its way back up into the upper zone. And also that would invalidate the 4 hour bearish divergence. Now we still have 1 hour bearish divergence. We do have that. Now from the low to the 21, that'd be like a 3% move, which would play out the 1 hour bullish divergence. So yeah, I mean, that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin, bullish and bearish cases. If you guys like this video so far, like and subscribe to the channel. Check out the links in the description below, one being the Discord. We call these moves before they happen in the Discord. We stay ahead of the curve. For real, join the Discord. It's definitely worth being there. So also turn on the bell notifications so you get notified with this time sensitive content. All right, so let's move on to Ethereum. So Ethereum has gotten wrecked, and oh, hold on, Bitcoin, stochastic. All right, so we did close below that bottom band. Like we were talking about before, if you close below the bottom band, chances are you're going to continue lower. We did. Stochastic's curling back over, though. So is the bounce over? You know, or this is going to be a retest and a resumption, then we get the cross, which is a little more likely. It's either the bounce is over or we do get, you know, the bounce. Oh, also, the 20 MA, the 20 SMA comes in at 19,500 as well. Same thing with the bottom of this range and this VPVR level. The POC point of control and the VPVR here to your right. You also have a red order block right here. So there's going to be a lot of supply right here. And right at the VPVR level. High resistance. I don't think you get above there. I think it gets sold off beforehand. And like I said, I don't even think you get up to the 20 EMA or the 20 SMA or the 21 EMA in the bottom of this range. I do not think that. And if your stochastic curls back over, then you do have bullish divergence, but that's what I'm saying. We could probably get the bounce. The bounce could still have some in it, but we'll find out. If we break that last low, then it's over. 16K. So yeah, let's go back to the 4 hour. Let's go to Ethereum. All right, so here on Ethereum, you're getting a pretty nice bounce. Let's see what we got here from wick to wick. So 3%, 2.5% bounce. It still could have some left in it. Now, if Bitcoin gets up to that 19.5, Ethereum's probably going to get to 1550. All right, your RSI right now is getting rejected from the signal line. MACD curling over. Negative momentum is decreasing. BBWP is heading down as the price action's moving up. Corrective bounce. Like I said. Now, another thing. You're getting a multi-moving average crossover. This is one of my signals that I use when trading. One of my strategies. I take the multi-moving average crossover, then I check where my momentum is, and then I check where my BBWP is to know when the bigger move is going to happen. I'm a swing trader, so I go after like the bigger moves, the bigger swings. And I look for the multi-moving average crossover, except when it's in a range. That strategy does not work when it's in a range. You'll get a lot of fake outs. So let's go to the 4 hour on Ethereum. As you see, we have made a lower low. We broke that 100 like we were talking about. We could have came down to the bottom of this purple zone, still at a higher low, but we broke through that, broke through the POC point of control in the VPVR here to your right, which measures horizontal volume at a certain price level. Your RSI pretty deep in the bearish control zone below its signal line. Signal line's coming right at the neutral median line. I don't even know if we get up there. We could probably get up to the 45 level in the RSI, which is the top of the bearish control zone. MACD, fresh cross to the signal line, fresh cross to the zero line to the downside. Negative momentum is increasing. 4 hour looks bad. BBWP is still heading up as the price action is moving down. We do not have a confirmed low yet, just yet. We need to get a closure above 15. Well, let's see here. Open 1510. We need to get a closure above 1510 in order for this, or hold on. No, that's not it. Closure. That's what I'm looking for. High. 1528. We need to get a closure above 1528 in order for this to be a confirmed low. And then to maybe come up to the bottom of these lows right here at 1536 region. That's where I think the bounce could probably lead us to. So yeah, the bullish case is that you break the 21 and your 50 at 1580 region. Then I think you would come back up to the 200 and 1700. I think that is highly unlikely. Because you have your 21, your 50, and your 100 coming in, and the POC point of control on the VPVR, and your purple zone. Well, our purple zone. So I don't think you even get above there. Even if you get up to there, I think you get rejected. I think the bounce will probably lead us to 1535 region and then resumption down, which would also coincide with us coming up to the top of the bearish control zone and get rejected. Your MACD getting some follow through on the zero line cross as your BBWP prints a dark red bar read, which means it got all the way up to this red line on the BBWP. All right, so the bearish case is that we break this last wick low at 1475. If that happens, go into the red zone at 1350. And that would mean that we even break this last low, which, like on the daily, let's see here. Yeah, here on the daily, we would break, hold on, 8 hour. Let's see here, 6 hour, 12 hour. So we got some choppy action. But you have made a lower low even on the 6 hour, and that would mean that you would make a lower low on this breakdown point as well. So if you pass the 1475 region, 1350s in the cards. That's what I'm looking at for Ethereum. Let's move on to the stochastic chart. It's our range chart, but I like looking at it for the Bollinger Bands and the Stokes. So you bounced off the Bollinger Band and this red zone right here, and the 100. So you're gonna have support here. You got three variables right here. You're gonna get the bounce, possibly, like I said, possibly up to the top of this red level, and work your way down to see. Look, you got a green order block down here at basically $1,000. All right, so. And you also have support at 950. Stochastic has crossed to the upside. I mean, we could come up and get the bounce up to the bottom of the bearish control zone, and then a resumption down, staying oversold. It can stay in oversold for a while. Rookie mistake is just buying and selling when it gets to oversold and overbought. It can stay in there for a while. I mean, as you see, it stayed in here for a while on this move, and you would have missed that whole move if you would have just sold as soon as it got in. Same thing here. Chopped around, worked your way up. Right here. Stayed and oversold. You would have missed this entire move if you would have just bought and sold, or if you would have sold because it entered overbought. So definitely you got to have confluence with other variables in order to make a good trade, in my opinion, not financial advice. So let's go back down to, no, we stay on the 4 hour for the range chart. Let's go to Solana. So check this out. Solana came right up to the bottom of our purple zone. Let's actually move this up a little bit. Let's see if that worked. Yep. All right, so it came up to the 21. We moved the purple zone for a little more precision. It came up, basically front ran the 21, and we're going to find out whether we can cross it. Solana looks probably the worst. You're still making a lower low. Yeah, you made a higher high, but I still think this is a corrective move. You are getting rejected from the top of the bearish control zone. So Solana could have a little fake out here. If Bitcoin bounces, Solana could probably come up to the 100, the 50, and the 200 at 3170 region. You are getting a multi-crossover here as well. So your trend is strongly down. MACD fresh cross to the upside, printing some dark green bars on the histogram. BBWP has worked its way down as the price actions went up. Now it seems it's coming up a little bit, but I think it stays in the lower zone until we get the next move down, in my opinion. But you have the MA crossover. So as soon as, if it gets rejected from here and works its way down and these moving averages start to fan out, that is going to look bad. We have found support on the POC point of control on the VPVR here, which is where we are at right now. So if we break that, and we break, basically if we break $31, we're probably done with the corrective move. We're going to come down to 30.50 and then probably break this last wick, come down to your 29 to 28.30 region. That would be the bearish case. That would also imply that we cross the signal line to the downside, cross your signal line to the downside on the MACD as your BBWP works its way up towards its moving average. Bullish case is that you break all these moving averages at 3170 region. If that happens, I think you make a new high. And probably get rejected at least from 1388 region, but highly unlikely. That would mean that Bitcoin gets back up to 1950, 19,500. So I mean that's basically it. So definitely stay nimble right now. Watch Bitcoin, watch your moving averages if you do use them, watch your momentum oscillators, whichever ones you use, and watch your volatility indicator, whichever one you use. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Once again, if you guys like this video, like and subscribe to the channel. Check out the links in the description below. Join the Discord. Everyone have a great morning, great afternoon, great evening. And I'll see you tomorrow.